our last morning on the trail. This is the shelter we stayed at last night. I slept over there, and Abby slept over there. We got picnic areas. Navigator's having her morning coffee, slowing us down. No, she's not. I'm just picking on her. Packing up, getting ready to head out for our huge 3.6 mile day to get to Pine Grove, where Lifeline will most likely be waiting for us to take us back to Front Royal, and this adventure will be over. The last shelter we get to stay in this trip. Good morning, everybody. It is day 14 on our section hike from Front Royal to Pine Grove Furnace.
I've never seen them before. Sorry, Papa Bear.
That's okay. Just Navigator doing what navigators do. She sees a flower, she's got to take a picture. Let me show you what she's taking a picture of. And now you understand why, right there. It's a good day because it is our last day and a short day. I think we're doing a whopping 3.6 miles today to get to the furnace, the mansion, the state park, whatever you want to call it. By now you figured it out. Our bodies are tired, and it's almost, I've done now 5 weeks out here, and my body's hurting. I'm not gonna lie, my body's hurting. My feet are just, I've got to figure out what's going on with my feet. It was worse this time than it was in 24. I don't think it's as bad as it was in 23, but it was definitely worse than 24. Abby and I stayed in the shelter last night because everything was still wet, and I just didn't want to be carrying out wet equipment today. So we stayed in the shelter. We were the only 3 people here. Navigator can't stay in the shelter because she doesn't have a sleeping pad. But it was cold. The weatherman got it all wrong yesterday. At first, the sun was supposed to come out around 11. Nah. Then they changed it to later on in the afternoon. Nah. They changed it to 6 o'clock. Nope, no sun. Changed it to 8 o'clock. Still no sun. After that, it was dark. So there was no sun. So it was cold. We all climbed into our sleeping equipment around 6 o'clock. And I edited my video for the day. And read my book for a little while. Probably went to sleep way too early. Woke up, I don't know, 3 or 4 times through the night. And it was an interesting evening. However, it's over. We're on the trail. We're going to be picked up in just less than 3 hours. Head back to Front Royal. We'll get some lunch on the way down, or when we get there. Pick up my car from Lifeline's house. And go back to the hotel, get showers, get everything squared away. Then tonight we'll take Lifeline and Chris out to dinner again. And say our goodbyes and back to the hotel, get a good night's sleep. And then I'll be heading south tomorrow. I'm communicating with my friend Ella. A halfway, if that's the halfway sign, it's not correct.
Well, this used to be correct. They haven't moved it in years, which makes sense because they have to move it every year.
I don't remember this.
One of the stickers is Roberta beer. The place we're gonna eat.
Why do I not remember seeing this?
Probably blew past it, weren't looking for it.
I did find a picture of Cole with it.
Interesting. We are a whopping 1.8 miles into our hike today, which is right at halfway. It's almost funny. But we're just chatting away, reminiscing about snakes and trails and people we've met and on and on and on. This has been a good trip. Down south. Yeah, we're straight down the road.
Yep, I know. Looking at that sign.
Yeah. Road closed. I would hope so.
Anything about logging or something?
Down south, met some memorable folks. The most being Ella, of course, and Connor, and Jacob, and I'm sure there's a few others. I'll remember their names later, but those are the three that stick out in my mind the most. And I met them all on day 2, the end of day 2. The last time I saw Connor, he was hurting. He had some bad blisters on his feet, and it ended up taking him off the trail. I'm hoping to see him in the near future when I travel through Lexington. And so, Connor, if you're watching this, trust me when I say the next time I come through there, I will be giving you a call and spending some time. Jacob, the last time I saw him was at Hot Springs. He was with Ella. He had caught Ella because Ella had skipped a large chunk, if you recall, of an area where she'd already hiked around her home. And, I wonder what that is. Is that a shelter? What, or is that a house or a cabin?
Let's look at our...
I don't know, it's hard to see through the woods, but there's some type of structure there. I see a chimney, I see a roof, I see walls. Yeah, it's too thick here, I can't see. But yeah. I'm gonna keep walking slow because I'm right in the middle of this video clip. And now you can see it better from here. It looks modern. Okay, anyways, you never know what you're gonna see out here. I'm just gonna take my time. We've got an hour to get to where we're going. Jen, Lifeline, will most likely be there. If not there when we get there, she'll be there shortly after. But I met a lot of people, and you know, as is normal, they'll remember me better than I remember them, mainly because of how I look. Not too many old guys out here with the long hair and the big beard, and yeah, a lot of section hikers, a lot of day hikers, a lot of through hikers. Although most of the through hikers that I met up north here are the hot runners, the fast movers, the ones that started in either in February, maybe even January, or early March, and they're just flying up this trail. But Ella's the one that I'll remember. She's going to become one of those people that becomes a friend, probably for the rest of my life. And what a cool person. An outstanding, classy young lady. She's going to do well in her life. Her parents, I know, are very proud and should be of what she's already accomplished and what she's accomplishing now. The 4 days I hiked with her, she proved to me that she's more than capable of doing this whole trail. And I'm excited for her. I'm excited for this and what's coming up in her life. It's so much fun to see young people like that that have that kind of drive and initiative and the ability to do what sometimes might be impossible things. Yeah, she's going to do well. And the cool thing is, tomorrow I get to see her again. I've been communicating back and forth with her. She's hiking with at least one other person right now, her hiking partner. We're making arrangements for me to pick at least the two of them up at a trailhead somewhere along the trail as I'm heading back down south tomorrow. And I'm going to pull them off the trail, put them up in a hotel for the night, give them a good dinner, let them get showers, laundry, and good breakfast in the morning, and then put their butts back on the trail. So, nice little stream. Don't need water today, though. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see Ella and see who she's hooked up with. And I mean that as a trail partner for all the perverts that are still watching my stuff. Yeah. But anyways, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good reunion. And this has just been a great trip for me. You know, doing the 3 weeks down south, meeting those folks. Look at this. It is beautiful. You know, it's just untouched by man other than this trail. And it's nature at its best. I love that people have taken time, money, and effort to build things like this bridge. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. Getting picked up by Lifeline this morning, heading back to Front Royal. It's just all going to be good. I've seen a lot of changes on the trail since 23. The biggest being that almost every, if not every, shelter, tent site now has bear poles or bear boxes, which really eliminates, for the most part, the need for people to hang their food bags. It makes it easy for the lazy ones who don't want to do it. You know, there's so many people out here. I'm really disappointed in that. There's so many people out here that will keep their food bag in their tent. And it's so dangerous. Bears have an intense ability to smell food. And they can smell it through many layers of whatever. People tell me, yeah, I've got smell-proof bags. No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. My biggest concern, just like with dogs, I don't want to see dogs get hurt out here. And when dogs do get hurt, it's usually because they got stupid owners. And when bears have to be euthanized or moved to another location, it's usually because of stupid hikers who are too lazy to put their food in a proper place. Well, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania now have done pretty much everything they can do to remove that need, because they put up either cables or, for the most part, bear poles and bear boxes. I think I've done one bear hang this whole trip, where in 23 I had to do a bear hang every night, especially down in Georgia and North Carolina. So big difference. I've seen a lot of refurbished and new shelters along the way. There's some privies, especially here in Pennsylvania, that need some work, but I suspect it's on their list. But overall, they're doing a much better job with maintaining the trails, blazing the trails, and putting up proper shelters and tent sites and bear poles and bear boxes. So I don't know they can make it much easier. In the end, you still got to hike the trail. And the trail will still let you know who's boss. I had a lot of tough moments down south, getting my body back in shape. And I've been successful there. I just need to maintain it when I get home. And I've got a plan. I'll let y'all know how that plan works out. I know that I've got to come back here in August. Not here, but up north. We've got another 2-week section to hike with Navigator through Vermont and part of New Hampshire, which is a tough section. It's not into the whites, but you don't have to get to the whites for the mountains to be steep and hard. Yeah. I'm going to have to make sure I stay in shape for that, because that's going to be tough. I will probably consider coming back to the trail a couple weeks ahead of time again, just to get my body acclimated to it. The reality is Navigator is a much better hiker than I am. And I have to be in top shape to stay with her. She's a beast. If y'all haven't figured that out now, or by now, you haven't been watching very closely. Abby has proven herself to be a beast also. She got her name Rebound a year ago when she came out here and just struggled the first week. And then the second week after a 0, she took off. And this time, yeah, she's flying out here. There was a couple times that I almost said to the girl, "You got to slow down, I can't hang." All right, I'm getting ready to go up our biggest uphill today. So I'm going to put this away now. You're tired of hearing me babble anyway, so. All right. We have come 2.95 miles on our huge 3.6 mile day. And we get to walk in pine needles, nice soft ground. I don't see any rocks right now. I'm sure this is not going to be the way it is the rest of the way in, but I'm going to enjoy it for the moment. I will say this. Pennsylvania / Rocksylvania has not disappointed. It's real. The rocks are real. And they suck. Just like I remembered. They suck. But you have to reach a compromise with them because they're not going anywhere. It is a part of the trail. It's a huge part of the trail. But we have survived, at least to this point. Got another 0.6 of a mile. It's beautiful here. Pine trees, cedar trees. It's beautiful. I think we've come to the conclusion that yesterday when we walked through that area where they were just bulldozing, chopping stuff down, whatever. The reason they're doing that is to clear the underbrush, to take care of the fire hazard. It was really thick. So by doing what they did, they put all that crap on the ground where another year or so it'll rot and go back into the ground and nurture more growth. But anyways, it wasn't what we thought it was. There's no logging going on there. This has been a good trip, with one exception. And I'm not going to get into that, but overall, this was a good trip. Made up my mind about some things. Open up a path forward for me in my life. And I'm excited about the next adventure. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. I need to talk to my kids and see what kind of schedule they have. I gotta be careful here. Lots of roots. I'm sweating. Probably about 55 degrees now, and I'm pouring sweat. Looks like a shelter up here. Something up here. Not sure what it is. Maybe the beginning of the Pine Grove furnace. Looks like a shelter though. I see some cool red Adirondack chairs up here. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. There's a big building there. We'll figure out. I don't know if somebody lives here. I think somebody lives here. This may be the caretaker for the state park. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. I know the mansion, which is a hostel, doesn't open up for another few weeks. The country store this here is only open on weekends. Yeah, I could do this. I could live at a park and be a caretaker. I could, but I don't want to. Yeah, this trip, starting in the south, meeting Ella, Connor, some other folks down there. Those two in particular, they left an impression on me. And then coming up north and getting with Lifeline/Jen and her husband Chris, and hiking with Navigator and Abby, and then getting to Sunflower Cottage Hostel where I get to see Sula again. And these are the memories that you keep for the rest of your life, and I cherish them. I'm glad I do these videotapes, and as I've said before, I do these for me and a few other select people. It's nice when I get to go back and watch them and relive them all over again. It's just feel-good moments. Knowing that we've got a trail sister like Lifeline/Jen, who's willing to do what she's willing to do, and not just her husband, to help us out on this trail. As far as I'm concerned, Lifeline is an official trail sister now, and an official part of my family, and she always will be. And you know, I've said this before, I'll say it again. When I mention Lifeline/Jen, I include her husband, because without her husband, none of it happens. I hear road, cars, we're getting close. We're probably within about 2 to 3/10 of a mile of being finished. And I think I'm going to put this down until we get to the end, and I'll do one final clip down there. So I will see you in a little bit. And that's it. We finished our hike at Pine Grove in Pennsylvania. We got picked up by our new trail sister, Lifeline, and headed back to Front Royal. It was a good trip. My first 3 weeks out, I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was kind of get back in shape a little bit and lose a little bit of weight. I did that, and the last 2 weeks being with Navigator and seeing Lifeline Jen and her husband Chris and spending the night at Sula's house. It was everything that I could have hoped for. It was everything I could have hoped for. I met so many new friends in that first 3 weeks, especially Ella. When I was coming back down south after leaving Front Royal, I stopped and I tracked down Ella, with her help, of course, and met up with her at the Mount Rogers National headquarters. Just outside of Marion, Virginia. And we had dinner, got her hooked up in a hotel for the night, got breakfast, took her back out to the trail. In between all of that stuff, I spent the better part of a day and a half doing shuttle runs with the hikers that I met at Mount Rogers headquarters. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Had a good time. I look forward to the fall when I can go back and do it again. And hopefully I can stay in better shape this time. And I don't have to go out for 3 weeks in order to get enough stamina so I can keep up with the beast from Philadelphia. But yeah, anyways, this fall we'll be back somewhere up in Vermont, New Hampshire, and we'll do another few weeks of hiking. And any plans that I've got between now and then, well, you just have to wait and see. That's it, man. We'll see y'all down the road.